Just had a great question about exercise 705, and it gives us a series of vertical strips here. And we've got A's, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these here are ninths. B's look like we got about tenths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We actually got twelfths there. These are twelfths. C's are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So C's are sixths. D's we can see are thirds. Thirds. E is just a 1. F's are halves. G's are quarters. And H's are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are eighths. So, we're going to have a look at question 1c, and it says, use a diagram to simplify these fractions. And really what this is asking you to do is to think about these numbers, these fractions, a different way. Well, we could simplify 6 and 9 by asking, what's common to 6 and 9? Well, if I write 6 and 9, I'll write it down here, 6 ninths. We know that 3 is the highest common factor for both. And if I divided both by the highest common factor, I could say, well, here's my 6 ninths. Let's divide the top one by 3. If I divide 6 by 3, I get 2. If I divide 9 by 3, I get 3. So we know that 2/3 is an equivalent fraction to 6 ninths. But the question is, how do we get 2/3 by looking at the strips? Well, 6 ninths. Let's have a look at ninths. Well, A's are ninths, and let's see if we can see 6 of them. Well, 6 of them would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 of the ninths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, we want to change this into, in this case, it's going to become thirds. And we should be able to see on the strips 2 lots of 3. Well, D's are the thirds. Does this lot of A's correspond to 2 lots of the thirds? Sure it does. 1/3, 2/3. So 6 A's is the same as, and we know it's the same because that line goes nicely across there. So those 6 A's are the same as 2 of the thirds. So in this case, it says, explain which 2 strips you used. Well, in order to find 1, and I'll put a little 1 over here, there we are. The 2 strips we used, we used the A and D strips for our solution. And that's what it's asking you to do. Let's do another one. Let's do twelfths. I like twelfths. 9/12. Well, we could actually work out what 9/12 is. That's number 5, of course. 9/12. Well, the highest common factor of both of these, again, is 3. If I divided 9, so here I'll write it again. If I divided 9 by 3, I would get 3. And if I divided 12 by 3, I would get 4. So we can say that 9/12 is the same as 3/4. But how can we show that using the strips? Well, here are my twelfths. And we're going to be talking about how many of them? 9 of them. So let's find 9 of the twelfths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is that point there. So I'm actually just going to rub out the other line we've got because I can see that's going to become a little confusing later on. There is my 9. There it is. So the question is, if I've got 9/12, does that correspond to anything else on here? Well, let's have a look. There's my 9. And 9 corresponds to this thing over here. There it is. So 9 corresponds also to quarters, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. But 9 is at the point where we've got 1, 2, 3 of them. So we can say that 9/12 is the same as 3/4, and we can say we used in this case, the 12ths, which are the B strips, the B, and, oops, that's an and, the G strips. And that's what we're really being asked to do.